Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to John Shafer's At the Gates, where today we are starting a new game as a new tribe, because yes, I did do it, with a new soundtrack. We're going to be listening to Fly By Nose Endless Space 2 soundtrack for this game. So I did manage to get there. Like I said, I have unlocked the Picts. After I hit stop recording on the last video, I wandered around in that forest for like honestly 25 more turns. It's a good thing I cut it when I did. It was not super interesting from there. But eventually I did discover the settlement of the Picts. It was completely undefended, and I just walked in there and took it over, and now we can be them. We own their society, and so we can play as them. In one sense, it seems a little silly that there was no defense at all, like that I was able to just do that. But if you really think about where we were for most of that last game, if somebody had shown up with a pair of knights, they could have taken our society whenever they wanted to. So we'll just chalk that one up to the Picts being too busy trying to survive. You get a lot of clans, but there's a lot of things you need them to do, right? You can't always have them ready to fight. So, if you remember, or rather, in case you don't remember, the unique ability of the Goths was to start with 15 food and 100 treasure instead of the default of 10 and 40. I don't think we're going to notice the 5 missing food. That's probably not going to matter at all. But missing 60 treasure at the beginning of the game is probably going to strongly negatively affect the stuff we can buy from the first several caravans. In particular here, I'm thinking of the increased difficulty of upgrading the caravan right away, which is a thing I would like to do again. I think that was very helpful to us. And also, the difficulty of getting early game cloth and tools and stuff before we kind of get our initial gathering economy rolling. However, the starting ability of the Picts is pretty cool. You get to start with 8 clans. It's hard to know exactly how good that's going to be. I mean, obviously the random number generator is going to play a significant part here. And let's just click and get in. Because some clans are going to be great and some clans are going to be terrible. And in particular, if you get a bunch of clans that start with professions, the balance of those professions might make a big difference. It's entirely possible that we'll get to start just like 15 turns ahead of our normal starting position if we get the right starting professions. So let's see what we got here. Petty Northman, Violent Clan Bertram, Afraid of Fire, Filthy Independent, Stubborn and Filthy. A lot of these look kind of negative to me. Confident and Perceptive, that looks pretty good. Alright, let's just dismiss these. Hold on, I'm not going to look at each clan's introduction. We're going to go through them in the settlement window here, and we're going to use the notes system. Try to figure out what we want them to be and make little notes on them. So, Northmen can move around more easily in the snow than everybody else, and they are likely to engage in feuds. So we got to get them out of the settlement. They want to be walking around, they want to be outside the settlement. I mean, that suggests to me that this is like an explorer type guy, right? Clan Bertram, not so good at metalworking. Do not make them metalwork. But good and violent. So obviously we're looking here at some kind of fighty guy. I do love the note system. There's so much good UI stuff in here. The tooltips and the mouse overs and everything. It's so good. Experience gained in all disciplines tripled. Training time for settled professions increased by half. For social professions doubled. So they'd like to be outside the settlement. And they're really good at gaining XP. You know, one thing I was not paying attention to, and maybe I should have been in that last game, was how much XP people were gaining in our disciplines passively. You know, we figured out toward the end of the game that it's really easy to get people to level up in the disciplines if you have a little bit of cloth. But I did not notice how many levels of metalworking did that guy who we had digging iron all game actually get from just standing out there and digging iron. Because I don't think he was level 10, right? Tripled XP might be enough to make that work, though. And also, we don't want you to be in the settlement. That's already a thing we know. So this is like a gatherer, maybe? Sorry, not gatherer, but I mean like I'm gonna type gatherer, but I don't mean the profession gatherer, I just mean the person who gathers. You are also filthy. Additional turns to train when switching disciplines. Might engage in feuds, might engage in brawls. Extremely rarely. I don't know what extremely rarely actually means, you know, numerically. But so you probably don't want to be in the profession, or in the settlement either. Go outside. You stink. One of these days we'll invent indoor plumbing and then showers, and all this stuff will be resolved. So this wild clan, also really into feuds and crime and brawling, and also just like real good at violence. Bad at social professions. Starting to notice a theme amongst our fellas here. Also, for fighting, like that famous Elton John song, Clan Adlef is alright. You are a hoarder and you are obstinate. You are bad at... Man, you're kind of bad at everything, huh? Experience gained in all disciplines reduced. Might engage in a feud. I do want to talk about desires. I was treating desires as though they're purely bad things previously, but since satisfying desires not only negates the unhappiness from getting the desire in the first place, but also gives extra happiness on top of that, it's really maybe not that bad for people to have desires. Maybe we want people who have desires, because if we can satisfy them, we'll have a much more productive workforce. That said, I don't really want you in the settlement. Remember, at the beginning of the game, we're not going to have that many people in the settlement. Mostly people are going to have to go out and get resources. Yeah, you are probably a get resources man. Clan Alram, plus vision range, morale increased by half, good at training in social professions. I mean, one turn is not that big of a difference, so you're kind of just good. I don't know what to do with you yet. Hold on. -1 turn to train. Do not make me work with animals. And also, I'm bad at fighting mounted units. So you also could pretty much be anything. Okay. I'm going to have this guy become an explorer. That's how we're going to start here. I guess, if we're talking about 2 turns to train an explorer, the first level of training in a discipline is free, right? Why don't we make you... We train you in Discovery. Because that's going to make the explorer training 1 turn anyway, but this way he also ends up with some free XP. And then I'm going to study the explorer, or the Discovery discipline. Because I'm thinking we want to unlock surveyors and bards and lore keepers a lot earlier this game. Actually, speaking of fame, what's the story with our settling? Since we start with so many more people, we only have 12 clan support, we still have the 5 cloth to raise our support limit for the first time, and we're only gaining 4 fame per turn, the base fame value, so it's going to take forever for us to get new clans. So yeah, actually, we want a bard, like, soon, right? Maybe that's what one of those other unmarked people can be. In fact, let's... Who's the... You like social professions, right? Oh no, wait, was it you? You like social professions. I mean... Yeah. You're like a bard, probably. And then Clan Burn, I don't know what we're going to do with Clan Burn yet. Not something we need to know right off the bat. So after we get this guy trained as an explorer, so I can switch a clan's discipline to Discovery. I think we're going to give that to the guy that we intend to make a bard. Because we don't need this guy to have even more levels, right? And then we train you as an explorer. Look at this, we're starting to understand the systems. So I think I want a bard right away. And we have to do some basic gathering and stuff, but none of that requires research, right? Like, we already have wood collector and digger. Yeah, let's just go to bards right away. We're gonna need a bard. You know what? Maybe we are gonna feel that lack of food because we are not actually bringing any food in here. It's gonna maybe be a while before we have real food income. Okay, I'm noticing an awful lot of good resources around us, though. Rumor has it there's some berries over there. So we have berries here. This is honey. Yeah, there's a beehive in that tree. There's a ton of plant life, some mineral deposits to explore. Not a lot of animals, I'm noticing. Alright, so who's getting trained up next? We have a couple of people who are reasonably good at the gathering professions. People that we want to get out of the settlement as quickly as possible. We're going to do the same thing here. Hold on, let me... Okay. Train you guys in agriculture. Oh, feuding happened before I could even get... Man, I tried, right? I was trying to get these people out. Then Alram and Clan Burn are feuding. Wait, do they even have... Nope, it turns out you can just have a feud. Well, that's a real shame. I guess we're gonna punish Clan Burn here, because punishing Clan Alram would delete their discipline XP, right? Sorry, Burn. Yeah, so apparently you can have feuds even if you don't have a trait that says you have a chance of having feuds. There's some base chance of feuding. That's a shame. You get to become a gatherer. So we're really on the lookout for stone, right? The things we would... Or charcoal. The things we need to sort of move into the next phase are... It's parchment to make the kingdom happen? Yeah, we need 25 parchment, and I think we really want to do this like almost as soon as we can. Obviously, we have to see a good spot to do it, and we need to have some kind of idea where we're going to get either stone or charcoal for our sustainable buildings. But I think we want to go kingdom pretty early. Okay, we now have the ability to train you guys as a bard, and I think I'm going to do it only one turn because we gave them enough XP, which is nice. We really want to get our recruitment going here. And we get to explore a thing right away. We got some weapons. Okay, I'm happy about that. Nice to have weapons. Let's make sure we get some food gathering going. And now that we have access to some basic stuff, we get to figure out exactly what we want to do next. We could research surveyors, maybe even have our explorer come back and become a surveyor. We don't need livestock skills or hunters very much, given our huntsmen? No, hunters. Very much, given our initial start here. What's the tree situation look like? So we're not seeing a ton of like really densely forested areas. I guess that might be. I'm just wondering how... I'm wondering whether or not it would be reasonable for us to put together a logging camp. It's one lumber from the tile underneath and then one lumber from each adjacent tile. So if we were to put that like right here, it would be 3 lumber per turn. It would still be more than having a wood collector. So yeah, maybe we want to get into crafting. We have to go into crafting sometime soon anyway because we're going to need... Oh, I was going to say we're going to need tool makers, but that's not crafting, it's metalworking, right? Well, we do have to go into metalworking as well. The question is, which one of those are we doing now? Who in the clan would like to do one of those things? I guess we want to make somebody a digger pretty soon. So let's... It could be you, right? Yeah, alright. Let's study metalworking. We'll give some base discipline XP in metalworking to the other dirty clan, and then make them diggers and have them come out here and explore nodes and stuff. So we see some neutrals. No bandits, although I think this is a bandit camp, right? Yeah. Okay, we get some water nearby. We have a plan for this. You guys are trained in metalworking, and now you are going to become a digger. And then Clan Bertram has committed a crime. Well, I guess that's fine. The mood of all other clans on the same tile will be reduced by 1 level. If we turn Clan Bertram into a military unit and get them out of the settlement quickly, maybe we don't have to punish them? I'm just thinking, like, it might be a good idea to leave them unpunished if we can. Unfortunately, they're going to be sitting around here for a minute. I'm going to try not punishing them. We're gonna do something weird here. Okay, yeah. So we're going to research honor. I'm just going to turn them into hunters and get them out of the settlement. That's my plan. And we've got our first caravan. They have tools available and for a good price as well. Yeah, we're buying all of those tools. Early game tools are a big deal. Oh man, but early game parchment's also... Well, we don't really need the parchment until we're going for the kingdom move, right? What's the caravan upgrade cost? Oh, it's only 10 treasure the first time. Okay, let's buy all of the tools. and also upgrade the caravan. And we'll figure everything else out later. Alright, you start foraging so that we are safe on food. Yeah, okay. So here's a question, like, what do I do if we don't get a source of early iron? I was thinking here, like, man, I kind of want these to be stone or charcoal, right? But what if we don't find early iron? That would really change the way we have to develop early, also. Nice that we've discovered a bunch of animals for our new hunter to get in on. Okay, so, back to the plan. What do we want to research next? We don't need miners just yet. We don't need crafting just yet. How did we end up doing on discovering... Okay, does this tile count as having wood? No, it does not. But I think we could build a logging camp here. And it would gather from these 4 tiles. I think. I want to check out this area up here, too. I also want to be cautious about these bandits. Maybe what we should be studying, profession-wise here, is military units, actually. It's like, if we got early spearmen... we can't train a spearman. We can train an archer and then get one of the archer upgrades. Oh, no, wait, it's 10 weapons, not 5. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to deal with those bandits. I'm just thinking that in this early game, timber might be really important. Then again, like, how many temporary structures do we actually want to build? I kind of want to just, like, really sprint toward stone blocks. So what does our clan research thing look like? You would also probably like to become a military unit eventually. I don't know what to do with you. And you're just somebody who picks up resources. Probably another gatherer. Or do we want to go for something a little bit more specific in the agricultural tree here? I mean, we really can't, right? Bread makers spend timber to make more wheat and barley. Beekeepers double honey production. They do not spend timber, they just cost, they have a one-time cost of timber. That's certainly interesting. Yeah, alright, I'll be honest with you, I don't know what I want to do here. We're going to research agriculture. We'll give that clan an agriculture boost, and then train them as gatherers. Alright, we gotta get the hunter out of the city, and once we've done that, people's moods should get better, I think? Pretty sure. I'm gonna go and check out that animal first, I think. You just identify this deposit. You guys want to go around here. Be careful not to get attacked by a bandit, ideally. You do that and then become... Do we want to gather or do we want to reaper? The primary purpose is identification. Do we see... Okay, we do see at least one reaping resource, but we also know there are other berry bushes nearby. And that. A gatherer, I think, makes sense. Okay, so... Harvesters double the production of gatherers and reapers. That's pretty useful. We have somebody who wants to be military and somebody who... I don't know what their deal is. Okay. Apparently this that's just going to hang out there, even though it is dealt with. Okay, I don't really have a great plan for Edlef for the moment. Are they one of the ones who doesn't like to switch? No, but they are one of the ones that we should get off of the tile. Alright, let's research archers. I don't know necessarily that we're going to make archers, but let's at least get a little deeper into the tree. We might try to skip archers and go straight to spearmen, because they really do seem to be a lot more useful. But the costs are quite a bit higher. Okay, hello. You're just going to get out here and identify stuff. Preferably within the settlement borders if possible. And I think at the end of the turn, we're going to meet whoever that is. So we're going to train Clan Edlef in... Why did I want them to be fighters? Oh, because they have a +1 power and also extra morale. Yeah, that makes sense. That's good enough for me. Train them up in honor and then turn them into... And we could delay for a turn and turn them into archers, because we do have the weapons. Maybe that's worth doing, just to run around and threaten bandits and stuff. We've met Crocus of the Alemanni, cruel and cynical. You know what's good for you, you'll offer me a token of your appreciation. Apparently our relationship level is already +1. Shared religious beliefs. Alright, well, we can't give them treasure because I don't have enough treasure. We're not really generating any treasure either. I'm gonna... Hold on a second, I'm gonna turn this audio down just a tiny bit. Seems like the Endless Space soundtrack is a little bit louder than the Endless Legend one. Okay. We could give him some food. It will give us -1 reputation, our global reputation. But it will give us a relationship level. And I don't really need the food. Like, I think we're going to be really okay on food. And, like, he can think of us as submissive if he wants. I don't really care. I'm not going to let my pride get in the way on that one. We can be defiant and hostile, which will give us +2 reputation, which I guess is just like positive reputation represents other nations thinking that you might fight them. The the scale of reputation is meanness. No, I'll give him 5 food, whatever. I don't really want him to come after me while he is potentially much stronger than we are, and we're gonna probably fix that at some point, if you know what I'm saying, which is that I am going to probably kill him. But not right now. Not right now. I might just generate treasure for a second here, just to let them be archers instead, or we could figure out what we're going to do with Clan Burn and train them in that. The problem is that what they're going to do, to some extent, depends on what the new clan's going to do. I'm just going to produce treasure for a turn. Because we need to see what the new clan is good at to know what problems we still have. Stubborn but passionate, huh? -1 turn to train, lots of XP, obsessed with desires, sometimes gets into fights. So basically, I don't know what I want to do with you. Probably I want to get you out of the settlement. Well, let's definitely train these guys as archers. It's going to take a second. We cannot use discipline training to skip it, because we don't have any cloth at all. It's cloth, right? Not parchment? No, it's parchment, but we don't have that either. Alright, yeah, you become an archer, and be ready to fight bandits or whatever. And then we need to make some decisions here. So Honor Guard is not actually a military unit, right? Yeah, it's a settled profession. It makes a ton of fame. It's a neat thing, but not a thing that's super relevant to us right now. We could have somebody become a guide. Increasing resource profession from all of your foragers is a big deal. But I think it's also the case that we don't actually want almost anyone to stay inside the settlement, right? It's these guys can. They could become guides. Just buy us some extra resource production for a while. We do also need to actually get on tool production. Have we identified this deposit yet? No, we're going to get it next turn. Well, we're going to need... Like, we are going to need blacksmiths at some point. We can be 100% certain of that. Let's pick up the blacksmith technology. We will figure out when, but we know we will need it. Yeah, I really like this clan. Or this tribe, rather. Feels like you skip a lot of the BS. A lot of the early stuff. We've identified a gold deposit. Oh my. We never found gold at all last game. What do you even do with gold? Okay, you don't actually gather gold. It makes treasure. The gold itself is not a resource that you then use to build other things. Well, don't gather that. Go and identify more deposits. But that's very interesting. We're gonna give some serious consideration to gathering that. Alright, cloth I really cannot afford to not buy, right? We're approaching our clan limit pretty quickly here. So how would I put together 30 gold, 30 treasure? I don't have a lot of stuff to sell right now. We need a wood collector really badly. We could sell some of the tools. That feels bad. Sell some of those tools that we bought. We could sell the extra weapons that we have left over. That's exactly enough money. Alright, I'm gonna do it. We really need to have 5 cloth, and we need to have it soon. Okay, that'll do. So are these bandit guys, or are these... Nope, they just have lancers. That's pretty scary. Lancers have 15 power. We definitely want to try to remain friendly here for the moment. We have identified a field of barley. Alright, a new clan has joined. They are gentle but nervous. So they love civilian professions. They hate fighting and feuding. Their morale is bad. So we really want these guys to be inside the settlement. I don't know... Inside. I don't know exactly what we want them to do inside the settlement, but we know that they want to be inside. Okay, you guys need to identify this deposit. We need a resource that we can actually build things out of. Yeah, we still just need more people. It turns out you can never have enough people. Except in the sense that you do have to feed people. Alright, so we got an archer here. He has +1 power, which at the moment is a pretty big deal. Because he has a pretty low base power. That is a significant percentage increase in power. See supply on the tiles, which is not ideal. So, kind of want you to leave. You are probably a forager. And somebody has to start gathering wood. Although it looks like I want to train you in a discipline first. Let us make you a crafter. And then we don't have the first level of crafting opened up yet. No, so we will additionally bestow that upon him. Early November. I don't think we have any idea what the winter's going to be like, right? Okay, we've identified a largest herd of cattle. I think I'm just going to forage these cattle. I'm pretty sure we're not building our kingdom down here. It looks to me like over here might be interesting. We're going to have to explore in this direction a little bit more. Yeah, I think we can forage here. Need to keep generating food for the moment. So let's get into a position where we can threaten that that bandit camp, see how feasible it is for us to actually take it out. Okay, we're learning things about our surroundings. So now what do I want to do? There's a lot of things we know we're going to need. We're almost certainly going to need weaponsmiths. We're going to need the structure professions at some point, so researching those is certainly not a waste. Just trying to figure out if there's anything that's going to be more relevant, like, in the very near future. Guildmasters produce 4 treasure for each clan you have in a settled honor profession. Yeah, there's probably like a pretty interesting build where you go for like huntsmen and feastmasters. Like you use honor to get your fame, and actually you can use honor to get your knowledge as well. And then you just go really deep on that and build a guildmaster. It's not too early for us to try that. We'd probably want to bump that bard over to something over here. We'd probably want him to become like a feastmaster or an honor guard, but him going through bard was probably necessary either way. Let's try this. Let's see if we can do this. Him going through Bard was probably necessary either way because we couldn't have made him a Feastmaster early enough. We don't have access to a lot of alcohol. So maybe I want to be buying, or maybe I do want to be digging that gold deposit out and then buying alcohol and parchment and stuff from the caravan. Alright, I think that's the direction we're going to try. So how much? You produce 10 fame per turn? The Bard's only making 5, right? 6? Okay, that's not bad. So we get Feastmasters, get a little bit more alcohol, or we could get Honor Guards if we had 10 weapons and 5 armor. That's actually a pretty hefty price. Eventually, Masters of Ceremony, which must be ennobled, produce a ton of fame. So, like, we're going to need to get cloth production going no matter what, right? Oh, actually, maybe that's a thing we can do. Let's pick up livestock and go out to trappers. And maybe we could trap from that herd of cattle a little bit and start getting our production of cloth and parchment going. Oh, no, wait, trapper's a settled profession. It requires you to have... No, they're foragers. It's the other ones that are settled. Okay. Yeah, let's pick up livestock. One of these clans that we have in here right now can become the livestock clan. You guys can become the livestock clan. Yeah, that'll do. We can give up foraging off the cows and instead have this this hunter go and identify some other animals. So we have Stoic but Leprous clan Arn. Leprous sounds bad. Mood of all other clans in the tile is reduced by 2 levels. And then a trait that would make you really cool in the settlement. Well, that's a shame. Guess what? You guys are going to go and make parchment. I don't have the... Right. Researching the first level of that thing doesn't actually get you the trapper profession. Well, then I should have given the livestock levels to these guys. Because we kind of want to get these dudes out of the settlement, right? But I don't want to do anything else with them. I guess they're just sitting for a minute. You all... Oh, we need more diggers. Oh, except not you. Sorry. You want to be inside. You guys should learn to dig. They don't like it, but they're just going to have to deal with that for the moment. And I'm going to send our wood collector out across the river. I know it's going to take him a couple of turns to get out there. You can encamp for a moment. But I want to see what's on the other side of the river. So he can do 2 things at once here. Oh, and I have to actually press the button to expand our clan limit. I went and got the cloth for it and then didn't actually press it. Okay. Maybe this is like... Maybe it's silly for me to be thinking about doing the Guildmaster thing here, given that we have better treasure access than than our last game. Like, maybe we don't need the treasure generating profession so much. But also, let's try it out. We'll see about, like... This might be one of those things where we can, again, upgrade the caravan a bunch early. Stuff like that. So our dudes here are just not capable of taking out these bandits. How much power do you have? 3.1. If we banded these two together into a single army, we could probably do some damage there. We'll see how that works. We didn't use banding to combine units at all last time. Huh. Weaker than any other type of warrior unit, but still pose a threat to undefended civilians. They have high morale, but very little power. So they have 4 power. 4 power? What's the base power of an archer? Did I not get a tooltip on that? Here we go. Yeah, archers also have base 4 power. So, 4 is not that bad. Alright, I'm going to start digging up this treasure, I think. Still gathering food, which is nice. And gathering professions really just, like, cannot see at all. You need to encamp for the turn. You need to encamp for the turn. We found flax. Okay, flax is pretty useful. I might... Nah, I was gonna say I might just have our gatherer start gathering bushes, but I guess we probably really can't do that here anyway. So you want to be something inside, but we don't really have a lot of good internal professions just yet. I'm going to reduce treasure for a turn, and then we're going to start training these guys as trappers. Alright, you guys... what did you identified a large iron deposit. That's beautiful. Go into forage mode, which of course means try not to die of exposure. And then we really do want to just identify the rest of the deposits near us. You guys should move down onto here. You guys should merge and then encamp. I can't do both. That's crazy. That's crazy that I can't do both. Can I? Okay, I can tell you to encamp when you're separate. I just can't encamp the whole thing because one of the guys in the army had already moved. Alright, well, we're finding some good stuff up here. Even more bandits. Also, abandoned things, hopefully full of... Oh, you know what? I don't even know what I'm hoping that will be full of. Alright, so 2 turns to be a trapper. And then we probably want to pick up... So, huntsmen specifically only help hunters produce food. That's probably not going to be super useful to us. We could pick up Feastmasters and just try to buy alcohol from the next caravan. I think it is the case that our caravan can bring alcohol, right? Okay, this will not show me the screen of what is available to come in our current level of caravan, which is a shame. What else do we need? We're going to need some more mining tech. We don't know yet whether we're going to be making our bricks out of stone or charcoal, so I don't really want to research anything up there just yet. Probably what we need to start doing is thinking about how to get a source of knowledge. And if I'm going to go straight into priests, maybe that's a thing to do now? Instead of training somebody temporarily as a lore keeper. Where are we at on clans right now? We have you going out to trap, and you want to do something settled, but you don't know what. Maybe temporary lore keeper is the right play. The thing is, if we train them in the wrong discipline, then it's a pain in the ass to retrain them, right? But if we make them part of the honor profession, we don't currently have any settled professions. Yeah, I'm just going to grab lore keepers. We're going to get this this heavy honor thing going, but we need some resources first. We need some things we know that we can have. I have enough information about my surroundings just yet. Alright, forage. Merge all armies. Encamp the army as a whole. A little non-ideal here. So you're a wood collector. I want to do at least a little bit of exploring. This next caravan is going to be pretty bad for us. We'll at least have some iron to sell. And Siegfried, reserved and disfigured. Cannot be trained in social professions, but experience gains doubled. And also bad at social professions. Not a big deal. Reasonably good in the settlement. Let's just mark you with that same note here. Alright, and you guys are cool to leave the settlement now. And all of a sudden, everybody's mood just improved. Alright, let's see if we can actually drive those bandits out. It'd be really cool not to have to deal with that. You have no movement? Oh no, I can only move one tile. Oh, because there's a blizzard on the tile that I want to go to. Well, I think we're just going to chill out here then. Okay, so we have 2 clans that would like to stay inside, and we have... Let's see, we're gonna make one of them a lore keeper, right? Not you, because lore keeper is social, right? Yes, lore keeper is in fact social. So what we want to do here is train discipline discovery on that guy. I really like a lot of the systems in this game. Oh, they came out and fought us, which seems like a bad play to me. So yeah, they significantly lowered the power of their tile by sending out some of their units to fight my gathered army. So let us... Supply exhausted, huh? Well, we're on a tile that has supply now. Although, as a whole, this army requires more supply than this, maybe? I don't know. Let's pillage this bandit camp. Treasure, horses, and weapons. Good stuff to sell, and I don't think we're in any danger from that guy, even while we're in the pillaging state. You step up onto this hill. I think he's gonna just start collecting now. You guys become lore keepers. Okay, trying my best to avoid some of the bottlenecks we fell behind on last time. So, with that guy becoming a lore keeper in 2 turns, we could start a harder profession research now, and it will accelerate slightly as we approach it. We don't really need another livestock thing just yet. We don't have the timber to make use of a structure profession anyway. So maybe we just start picking up priest and guildmaster and feastmaster. And really, it would be best if we could get priest going, but the odds of this happening soon are pretty low, I think. Let's grab feastmaster. It is entirely feasible that we could just buy 5 alcohol at the next caravan. Okay, well, you guys need to probably just chill out then. They're standing on a tile that has supply. They should not starve. Okay, those guys have chosen to hurl themselves against us futilely, which I really appreciate. As an army, we are doing just fine on health and everything. Let's encamp for a turn. Morale's pretty good. Yeah, we're just going to go into forage mode. Start bringing in that timber. 10 tools. Okay, hey, actually, pretty handy. You can see another person up here. I kind of want to meet them. So we don't know... The Western Roman Empire. Is this who we're about to meet? Do we know how they feel about other players? Or do we always know the Western... I don't think so. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't actually see other people's relationships with each other. So I don't know if me giving a gift to the Western Roman Empire might make these other dudes that we know angry at us. Is his name? Crocus. Might make Crocus angry at us. So we really just don't. It's a thing we don't get to know. Which is a shame. Definitely some issues with the... Yeah, okay, the Western Roman Empire is who we just met. I am going to choose not to give them any gifts or anything. I'm just going to stay neutral with them. And did that affect our relationship with Crocus? It did not. Oh, a little bit of a failed text grab there. We're still relationship level +2 with that guy. So, what do we need here? It would be really good if we could buy some parchment in a long-term sense. Some alcohol we'll have use for earlier. But alcohol is expensive. That said, we have a lot of money. Are you really producing 8? Hold on a second. 8.5? Huh. Is he actually producing 8.5 per turn? My understanding was that we were going to be like... No, 9 treasure from gold deposit. Okay. Hey, that's pretty good. So I kind of want to buy the cloth. We only need 5 alcohol to train the Feastmaster, right? That correct? It is. And then we're not going to need any more alcohol for any other trainings anytime soon, it looks like. Let's buy 5 of the alcohol. And then we have to decide whether we would like to sell things to buy other stuff. Tools are selling abnormally well at this caravan. So we have the option of buying some stuff here. We can start on our big pile of parchment that we need to declare a kingdom. Or we could buy more cloth. We're not that far from the clan limit, and we're about to be producing fame even better than we're producing it right now. I'm going to do this. We're going to buy them both. So I need to generate 18 more treasure. We can sell all of the gathered iron, because we don't really yet have a use for it, right? Okay. Treasure-based strategy pays off, probably. Possibly right. It would be 20 treasure to upgrade the caravan again, which I actually would like to do. So, if we wanted to put 20 treasure together, we could just sell a couple more tools. Multiples of 5 are pretty important. If we're going to sell tools, we probably should sell 5 of them. We could also sell the horses, though. I'm trying to get to 20. 2 horses is not enough to do anything, really. And then we'll just sell exactly enough tools to get to 20. We'll hold on to our 8 tools. Okay. I think it is worthwhile to really push caravan upgrades. Oh, did we run that tile out? Sure did. Okay. Fortunately, we know where there are even more berries. Alright, now we probably want to split these armies. The hunter has a job to do. The archer can just go over here and explore this area down there. Alright, up here I think we're probably unlikely to find too much more of value. He should probably start... I'm going to circle around, though. We're going to come home, but we're going to come home in a sort of circuitous route so as to reveal some more territory. And then we probably want him to explore west and south of the settlement before we make any major decisions about where we would like to set down in a permanent fashion. Alright, Siegfried. What do I want you to become? We think you'd like to be inside, or rather, not that you would like to be inside so much as that you would be good at being inside. You could be something outside for a while. We could make you another foraging profession. What would we need? We have use of another gatherer. But if we made you a hunter, we could pull our archer back, team up with the new hunter, do this stuff, and then eventually he could become one of these red clans that are red professions. Like, he could become an honor guard or something. All the low tier ones are social, unfortunately. Or the ones we could reasonably afford. Yeah. Why don't we make you a hunter for the moment, and then the guy who is currently a bard will lose all of his levels of discovery and retrain as a feastmaster. You become a hunter. Suppose it makes sense to do that in this way. We got a gregarious clan with a green thumb. So you love social professions. You never have desires or engage in feuds. No other clans on the tile can even commit crimes. And you love agriculture. We're going to find a way to make those things all work in your favor. For now, what we want to do is train these guys as hunters. I think. I changed my mind on the archer. Archer needs to come back home. You guys finally managed to make it over the river. It does take a little while. That is a hell of a lot of wheat right there. Alright, so what's our next profession? We probably want to have a feast master and a priest established before we think about making a guild master. That might be a somewhat distant concern. We have good treasure income right now. This is probably a good time to focus on really getting our gathering economy running. So we have a source of parchment and or cloth. Cheese making is amazing. We don't have salt yet. Yeah, unfortunately, some of the problem here is that we need to know more about our mineral status. You know, we could pick up surveyors. Maybe when the explorer comes home, turn him into a surveyor. Actually, I like the idea of having surveyors quite a bit. He's done some good early game exploring, but maybe the time has passed. Crocus has denounced Cerdic. And now who looks like the smart guy for not having made friends? Friends are overrated anyway. Alright, so you have discovered a field of flax, which is a cool and useful thing. Part of me wants to know what this stuff is, just in case we move this way. But another part of me wants to be generating more food. No, let's keep identifying. Alright, so what do I want more? The next clan increase is gonna cost 10 cloth. Okay, so let's forge for cloth until we have 10, and then we'll go to parchment. You totally have orders. Why don't you do those orders? Alright, I don't think it helps us too much to look up any further. Like I said, let's go ahead and circle around here. Actually, we're not going to be able to run through... Well, that guy might move. Explorers have power, right? Yeah, I have 2 power. Okay, so honestly, we probably would survive a battle with him because he's so wounded. You would love to become something in the agricultural profession. You will not gain experience if you are not in a social profession. It does feel like a little bit of a waste of your gregariousness, but it might be a good idea for the moment for you to be a reaper. This is a temporary move here. You need forage because we are actually running out of food. We do need to get positive on food. Crocus has denounced Attila. And also, okay, Crocus knows a bunch of people we don't know. Alright, there we go. That's got us at least even on food. Settlement is idle. I think the time has come to retrain. So, I'm going to train you guys in honor. And then, what's next? We have timber income now, so this might be a good time to start picking up the structure professions, right? The base level of structures gather resources more efficiently. Ranchers are actually just, like, really useful. Let's grab ranchers. I'm not sure that we'll make use of them soon. We're pretty far off from making use of priests, too. Maybe I want to go to 20 cloth before I start gathering parchment so that we have enough for a clan increase and enough to make our first priest. And that way we can focus our treasure on other things. Like trying to buy oil, so we get lucky and buy 10 oil. I guess let's pick up priest. We're probably going to actually build a priest earlier than we build a rancher. Well, maybe. We'll see. It's at least possible. Oh, combat has occurred. Oh! They brought other units in. That's not great. We did kill that guy. But yeah, they killed our explorer. Well, that's less than ideal. I need you to be a feast master. Yeah, that's very less than ideal. Thought he was going to make it out of there. I didn't plan on them coordinating. I've identified a big herd of horses. Alright, you really should just come down here and join this guy. Let's team up and do some horrible things to people. So this is an unidentified plant. Let's fix that. Alright, and now we have even more fame than we had before. Caravan has arrived, carrying 10 oil. Ooh, wow, oil's expensive. But, like, it'd be really nice to have a priest, right? Priests, how much faster do priests generate knowledge than our current knowledge profession? They're making 20 per turn, while the lore keeper is making 6. Yep, that would be real nice to have. And it's 10 cloth, 10 oil. So we need that 10 oil. Alright, let's make it happen. Oh, you can buy armor too. We cannot buy armor right now. So we have some weapons we could sell. We have some iron we could sell. We need to make 65 treasure. I probably don't want to sell my parchment or my cloth. So if we sell all of our weapons, that gets us a significant amount of the way there. And then we got to make 33 more. We could sell some tools. Like, I'm comfortable selling down to 5 tools here. And then we just need 24 more, so we sell that stuff. I would love to upgrade the caravan, but I think that's probably going to have to be a next time sort of thing. We can just barely afford this. So we want to... They like civilian professions. I imagine priest is a civilian profession, even though it's honor, right? It doesn't have an explicit note. Like, there's not an explicit notation of that. Hold on. What's this? Those which do not involve... Oh, so anything that doesn't involve combat or fighting is civilian. Okay. It is not a marker that stuff will have. It's just... So we want to train you... We want to retrain you in honor. You guys are getting down here and then merging up. Oh no! We don't quite have the killing power here. Well, maybe I'll get lucky and they'll attack us, because they attacked us last time. I don't think they should, to be clear, but I think they might. Darn it, they didn't. I don't really have a plan, except for wait for them to attack me. Dig in and see if he changes his mind. And you guys can't start training as a priest just yet. So, unfortunately... It would be a single parchment to do this. And we're about to have actual parchment generation. And this will save us 2 turns of training. This priest is a level 3 profession, right? It's a level 5 profession even. Yeah, you know what? I think that's an okay way to spend 1 parchment. A meek and loyal tribe has joined us. So, Mood is never worse than happy and never has desires and never commits crimes. And also never engages in feuds. Okay, you are a settled friend. And yes, I know my notation is inconsistent. It's okay. I will know what I mean. I will know what I mean well enough. We'll go ahead and do 2 turns of priest training. I don't know what we're going to do with you just yet. You just want to be something that stays inside the settlement. Dude might be our guildmaster, potentially, right? I guess we can go ahead and pick that up. Seems like an okay time to head in that direction. We want to get A couple more turns of this going and then swap over to parchment. We still don't have a source of stone or charcoal, which is a concerning thing. You can make charcoal out of timber. What have we revealed here? We revealed a large herd of horses. And also, that looks like flax. Okay. This is somebody's border. So we probably do not want to actually settle our kingdom over this way. Which means that I'm less incentivized to explore these deposits over others. Maybe we want to come around and try to pick that out. Or maybe I want you to come back over here and just, like, actually gather. Yeah. Alright, let's do that. Okay, and this is not going to work, so... Cancel. We're so close. Part of the problem here is that I don't have a good sense of, like, how much is losing this battle going to hurt us? Because we're going to lose by a very small amount. Will it break his dug-in quality, or... I just don't know enough about how how the combat actually works. Well, you know what? We might be able to fix that. Basic warfare. In general, one unit or stack of units with double the power of another will beat up their foe but not quite kill them. Defenders can receive bonus for the terrain they're on or for having dug in. Health starts at 100, it reaches unit. If it reaches 0, the unit dies. As it drops, it lowers power. Health loss is especially important to care about because we have to manually heal all damage. Morale is similar to health, except it does recover. If we reduce a defender's morale to 0, we'll cause them to chaotically retreat from their tile, lose any defensive bonuses they have, and lose a large amount of health as they flee. But attacking units tend to lose health, while defenders tend to lose morale. Okay, this is about how supply interacts with it. It's not super useful. Okay, so the real problem here is that I don't know exactly how much of an effect I will have on his morale. I guess let's find out, right? We gotta learn sometime. So if we attack while slightly lower power than he is, it does not drive him out of the tile, but look at how low his morale bar is. Yeah, we really screwed him up there. Okay, so we can afford to just attack again next turn. We are going to have to actually start healing our units soon, though. We need to actually have a source of oil. Okay, we have met Attila of the Huns. I'm going to go ahead and press the increase clan limit button right now, and then we're going to have this guy stop foraging for cloth and start foraging for parchment. And we can now attack this guy. He's dug in again, so his power is up a little bit, but we should crush him here. We can pillage this, and unfortunately the tooltip is popping up behind this. There we go. Treasure, horses, and weapons. Sure. But you know what? We're low enough on health. Maybe that was unwise. Maybe I shouldn't have pillaged right away. I was just thinking, like, we're way tougher than he is, now that he's not dug in. But maybe we're not way tougher by enough. Like, I might actually be putting us in some danger here. Attila of the Huns would love it if I would give him some stuff. Well, he has one enemy. It is Unknown Leader. He's not currently an enemy with the guy who we have something of a positive relationship with. We could just give him treasure. But also, I could tell him to get bent. That would give us reputation. I don't know exactly, like, what we want to do here. I don't want to go to war. I don't want to go to war with the Huns, that's for damn sure. I'm going to give him something, whatever. This might spoil our relationship with our other friend, but we were probably planning to kill him anyway, so not the end of the world. Alright, what do I want to do with you, man? Let's see. You You could be a blacksmith. Yeah, you could be a blacksmith. That's probably the right thing to do, but we should train you in metalworking first. Hold on. Yeah. Blacksmith is actually a fine career for you. We might swap you later. Alright, let's see if this displaced bandit is able to kill either of my units while we are pillaging. He doesn't even attempt it. In fact, he's starting to dig in again. We should probably prevent him from doing that. Alright. Cool. Our health is bad. It is low and bad. You guys want to become blacksmiths, or rather, I want you to become blacksmiths, which is a more important version of that statement. And I think we've got a real direction here. So Guildmaster is social, right? Yeah, that guy could not have been a Guildmaster. But we probably want somebody to be a Guildmaster probably pretty soon. Let's do one more turn here so that we can see our new clan and get an idea of what we want them to be. Rainy season is causing the river to overflow its banks a little bit. We've got a wild and imaginative clan. Ooh, wow. 5 levels of discovery, huh? +1 power, morale increased by... So we don't really want you to stay inside the settlement. And also you'd be good at combat, but also you really want to be in discovery. Well, there's some upsides and downsides on that one, right? There are military units in discovery. We can make them a galley. Eventually. Yeah, this is a tough one. You know what? They're going to be a surveyor, is what they're going to be. Because that's what we need right now. So I'm just going to mark them with that. So that I remember for next time. This is really good for people who do intermittent play. This notation system. Probably want to let these guys finish becoming blacksmiths. Hopefully a feud will not start beforehand. Because remember, our gregarious guy is out in the field for the moment. Is the gregarious clan... No, it's this... Who was that? Okay, these guys. That's a shame. I was thinking that if we could pull the gold guy off and have him become the treasure-making settled profession, that keeps our stuff pretty straight here. But we're going to lose food when we pull the gregarious clan back. That still might be the right thing to do, and then we just have somebody else. I mean, we're having this clan going to gather food right now. You need to continue to gather wood. We desperately need sources of oil. And we're probably just going to have to buy oil from caravans, mostly. At least for the moment. Uh-oh. Let's move away from the bandit camp. And there's a lot of deposits over in this area. It's feasible that, like, Kingdom down here is the right play. We might actually want to have this guy stop right before we run out of cattle. How much parchment does it take to declare a kingdom? Is it 25? Well, he'll get us there before the cattle run out, and then maybe we want to stop and build a ranch on them and replenish them a little bit. I don't actually know how the lake works with our borders. How hard is it? It seems like we can't border across water, right? Like, even the river is abbreviating our borders on this side. So I don't think we can just border over, but we could probably border around the lake with watchtowers, right? We have to explore this area more thoroughly. And we will. Let's start studying a new profession. Or this could be a decision I make next time. You know what? Yeah, we'll make the rest of the decisions on this turn, including caravan purchasing, next time. For now, that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see if this Feastmaster, Guildmaster strategy actually has any legs. And we'll see you then.